Now, when I say a single candlestick pattern, in a single candlestick pattern, I'm talking about a pattern called as paper umbrella. So when I say paper umbrella, it is more of like I'm trying to refer to two types of candle. One is shooting star. Another one is inverted hammer. Now, if you notice, this is something that we have done specifically. And I don't know how many of you can notice it, but if you go to typical textbook, and I repeat, if you refer to a typical textbook, and like if you are reading somewhere, you will always find that most people will actually draw shooting star in color red, and they will draw inverted hammer in color green. I repeat, most people will draw shooting star in color red because shooting star means it's a bearish candle. It is usually formed at the top and then market starts going down. So shooting star is usually formed at the top in a red color, but we have purposely put it in a green color. And I'll tell you why. Because many participants, they tend to confuse themselves that if it is in green color, it will not function. Even though most of the assumptions, like as I mentioned about assumption, that never look too short on a green candle. But if you see a shooting star at the top, now what is a shooting star? A shooting star is the one where you will see the wick. The upper shadow is more than the double of the body of the candle. So if you see a shooting star right at the top, and even if it is in green color, it will not matter. So if it is in red color, of course, that is also fine. If it is in green color, most people confuse that, okay, this is not a shooting star, markets cannot fall. No, you are wrong if you are thinking in that direction. Always remember, if the market is going up, and even if you see a green color shooting star, that green color shooting star is actually a sell indication. Always look to sell. Okay, now very important part. What should be our stop loss? So this stop loss is always one tick above the high. So like if you are trading on National Stock Exchange, the one tick is 5 paisa. So for example, the high of this candle is, let's say, suppose 100 rupees. So what should be your stop loss? 100 rupees 5 paisa. Keep that stop loss trade. And then again, as I said, there is no room for emotion. Sir, हमारा तो ना stop loss कट जाता है कई बार. अरे कट जाता है तो कट जाता है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So even if your stop loss is getting hit, do not worry. It will not make a difference. See, stop losses are placed in the system. It is not placed in the mind. Sir, हमने सोच रखा है. See, in terms of what you are thinking in mind, that is not going to act as your risk management. What you need to understand that you need to keep your stop losses in the system. So keep a stop loss just one tick above the high. Take a trade. Let's say suppose on the top, if a shooting star is getting formed, and that is where like you identified, look to short. Another thing, sir, what is the right time frame to actually take a trade on the shooting star? So this is another thing like which people ask me, like what is the right time frame, where like at what time frame should I look to trade? I always prefer a shooting star getting formed on a daily chart. And most of the trades that I take on Candlestick, most of the trades are on a daily chart. Now, why daily chart? Because there is a lot of activity which happens during the day. And if throughout the day there is some pattern like the stock went up, and by the end of the day it is again closing towards the low of the day, or maybe like just where it opened, like just above where it opened, that means that the bulls are not very convinced in terms of the rally. They are giving up on the gains, plus they are not willing to buy at the higher price. So if these indications are very prominent and it is coming up, that is where like you understand that yes, it is better that you look to short this market, or you look to short that particular stock rather than looking to buy that particular stock. And if you short, you will see that your possibility of making money will be much higher in comparison to if you look to long on a shooting star. Now, let me show you one live example of a shooting star, because I think that will give you more clarity in terms of how this shooting star looks like. How do you like play on a shooting star? How do you like ensure that yes, like the shooting star is giving you the kind of direction that we are looking at? So let's say, for example, if I like even if you look at this nifty chart, and if you look at the major patterns that we see. Now, usually what happens, like for example, the market is going up here. Now right here, if you notice this candle on my chart, and if you see this candle, can you see this candle? Now this candle is actually giving me a clear hint. Next day we can fall. And again, I will like to highlight that this candle is a green candle, but still from the top, bulls are giving up. It's on a daily chart. Bulls are giving up. They are like not in a position that they can hold on to the gains at the top. And that is where you're getting a signal that ideally the markets can go down. Again, I'll give you one more very good example, which is like, again, you can even call it as a dragonfly doji. It's kind of a gravestone doji, which is like a kind of a reverse T. The body is very shallow, but still what has happened? In spite of being in red color, now again went down. Green color went down. Again, market is going up. Again, there is a shooting star. Market went down. Simple. Like, and if you keep your trading simple, you will find that your trading accuracy will improve. Most people try to have very complex chart, complex structures. Trust me, that is not going to help your trading. If you really want to improve your trading style, if you really want to understand like how the structure is getting formed, look at these are all live interpretations, live charts. And on Nifty, one of the most traded index that we have in the country, and liquidity is very, very high. So if you look at this, these are patterns which cannot be ignored. And if you identify them early, you will find that your trading success will be much, much higher.